Let's continue. Exploring the book Journey of Souls by Michael Newton. In the previous videos, we discussed cases 3 and 4, focusing on the experiences of souls traveling through a tunnel after passing away and the colors they perceive both within and beyond the tunnel. The next case, Case 5, discusses the experiences of individuals transitioning into the spirit world after death. It highlights sensations such as musical vibrations and noise, often described as humming or buzzing, which are perceived soon after leaving the physical body. These sensations are likened to those experienced near telephone wires or during general anesthesia. The text also touches upon the concept of astral planes, described in metaphysical writings as dimensions above the tangible world, historically experienced through meditative and out-of-body observations. A specific case is mentioned, detailing the transition of a troubled soul who died suddenly on a Chicago street in 1902, leaving behind a beloved but impoverished family. Let's get into it. Dr. N. Can you see clearly now as you travel beyond the tunnel? S. I'm still moving through these foamy clouds around me. Dr. N. Keep going and tell me what you see now. S. Pause. Oh, I'm out of it. My God, this place is huge. It's so bright and clean. It even smells good. I'm looking at a beautiful ice palace. Dr. N. Describe it more. S. With amazement. It's enormous. It looks like bright sparkling crystal, colored stones shining all around me. Dr. N. When you say crystalline, I think of a clear color. S. Well, it's mostly grays and white. But as I float along, I see other colors, mosaics, all glittery. Dr. N. Look into the distance from within this ice palace. Do you see any boundaries? S. No. This space is infinite, so majestic and peaceful. Dr. N. How are you feeling right now? S. I can't fully enjoy it. I don't want to go further. Maggie, subject's widow. Dr. N. I can see you are still disturbed about your life in Chicago. Does this inhibit your progress into the spirit world? S. Subject jerks upright in the chair. Good. I see my guide coming towards me. She knows what I need. Dr. N. Tell me what happens between you and your guide. S. I tell her I can't go on, that I need to know Maggie and the children will be okay. Dr. N. How does your guide respond? S. She comforts me, but I'm too weighed down. Dr. N. What do you say to her? S. Shouting. I ask her, why did you let this happen? How could you do this to me? You made me go through so much pain and hardship with Maggie, and now you cut off our life together. Dr. N. How does your guide react? S. She tries to soothe me, telling me I did a good job and that my life ran its intended course. Dr. N. Do you accept what she says? S. Pause. In my mind, information comes to me about the future on Earth, that the family is getting on without me, accepting that I'm gone, they're going to make it, and we will all see each other again. Dr. N. How does this make you feel? S. I feel peace. With a sigh, I'm ready to go on now. Before exploring the significance of Case 5 meeting his guide, Michael Newton highlights this man's interpretation of the spirit world as an ice palace. Deeper into the spirit world, subjects often describe seeing buildings and furnished rooms. These images, not generated by hypnosis alone, likely help souls transition and adjust from physical death, holding unique meanings influenced by their Earth experiences. Souls see images relating to places they have lived or visited on Earth due to a benevolent spiritual force creating comforting, familiar mirages. Planetary memories persist, whispering into the soul mind like mythical dreams. Newton enjoys hearing initial descriptions of the spirit world, such as fields of wildflowers or castle towers. These ethereal scenes don't change much over multiple lives, though client descriptions vary. As subjects go deeper into the spirit world, their descriptions of spiritual life's functional aspects become more uniform. Case 5 involves an unsettled spirit closely bonded to his soulmate, Maggie, left behind. Some souls carry negative baggage from past lives longer than others, despite the spirit world's calming influences. Souls don't become omniscient immediately at death. Adjustment periods vary based on death circumstances, attachments, and advancement level. Newton often hears anger during age regression when a young life ends suddenly. Souls re-entering the spirit world confused and unprepared for death often feel sad and deprived. If a soul is traumatized by unfinished business, the first entity they see is usually their guide. These spiritual teachers handle the initial frustration following an untimely death. Case 5's healthy adjustment is facilitated by his guide. Newton notes that guides don't encourage the complete resolution of thought disorders at the spiritual gateway. Detailed reviews about karmic learning lessons occur later. In Case 5, the guide offers a visualization of accelerated Earth time to soothe the man about his family's future, enabling him to continue his journey with acceptance. Regardless of their initial state of mind, after death, Newton's subjects express awe at the spirit world's marvels, combined with euphoria from leaving worldly cares and physical pain behind. The spirit world represents supreme tranquility. Though it may initially seem we are alone after death, unseen, intelligent energy forces guide each soul through the gate. New arrivals in the spirit world quickly meet guides, soulmates, and friends who provide recognition, affection, and reassurance. They feel their presence from the moment of death, as initial readjustment relies on these kindly entities' influence. In the next case, Case 6, Michael Newton discusses the recognition of friendly spirits who meet us after death. He notes that while souls may appear as masses of energy, they can also project human characteristics from past lives. This projection is one of many forms that souls can assume. Newton mentions that most subjects in hypnosis report encountering their personal guide first in the spirit world, although soulmates may also appear. Guides and soulmates are distinct, and a guide might be absent if a former relative or close friend greets the soul instead. Newton describes a case where a soul is welcomed by an advanced entity with whom they have had a long-standing connection over many past lives, offering support and encouragement. Dr. N. What do you see around you? S. It's as if I'm drifting along on pure white sand, which is shifting around me, and I'm under a giant beach umbrella, with brightly colored panels, all vaporized, but banded together too. Dr. N. Is anyone here to meet you? S. Pause. I thought I was alone, but a long hesitation. In the distance. Light. Moving fast towards me. Oh my gosh. Dr. N. What is it? S. Excitedly. Uncle Charlie. Loudly. Uncle Charlie, I'm over here. Dr. N. Why does this particular person come to meet you first? S. In a preoccupied, far-off voice. Uncle Charlie, I've missed you so much. Dr. N. I repeat my question. S. Because of all my relatives, I loved him more than anybody. He died when I was a child, and I never got over it. On a Nebraska farm in this subject's most immediate past life. Dr. N. How do you know it's Uncle Charlie? Does he have features you recognize? S. Subject is squirming with excitement in her chair. Sure, just as I remember him. Jolly, kind, lovable he is next to me. Chuckles. Dr. N. What is so funny? S. Uncle Charlie is just as fat as he used to be. Dr. N. And what does he do next? S. He is smiling and holding out his hand to me. Dr. N, does this mean he has a body of some sort with hands? S laughs. Well, yes and no, I'm floating around and so is he. It's, in my mind, he is showing all of himself to me, and what I am most aware of is his hand stretched out to me. Dr. N, why is he holding out his hand to you in a materialized way? S, pause, to comfort me, to lead me further into the light. Dr. N, and what do you do? S, I'm going with him, and we are thinking about the good times we spent together, playing in the hay on the farm. Dr. N, and he is letting you see all this in your mind, so you will know who he is. S, yes, as I knew him in my last life, so I won't be afraid. He knows I'm still a little shocked over my death. Subject had died suddenly in an automobile accident. Dr. N, then right after death, no matter how many deaths we may have experienced in other lives, it is possible to be a little fearful until we get used to the spirit world again? S, it's not really fear that's wrong, more like I'm apprehensive maybe. It varies for me each time. The car crash caught me unprepared. I'm still a little mixed up. Dr. N, all right, let's go forward a bit more. What is Uncle Charlie doing now? S, he is taking me to the place I should go. Dr. N, on the count of 3, let's go there. 1, 2, 3. Tell me what is happening. S, long pause. There are other people around, and they look friendly. As I approach, they seem to want me to join them. Dr. N, continue to move towards them. Do you get the impression they might be waiting for you? S, recognition. Yes. In fact, I realize I have been with them before. Pause. No, don't go. Dr. N, what's happening now? S, very upset. Uncle Charlie is leaving me. Why is he going away? Dr. N, I stop the dialogue to use standard calming techniques in these circumstances, and then we continue. Look deeply with your inner mind. You must realize why Uncle Charlie is leaving you at this point. S, more relaxed, but with regret. Yes, he stays in a different place than I do. He just came to meet me, to bring me here. Dr. N, I think I understand. Uncle Charlie's job was to be the first person to meet you after your death and see you were okay. I'd like to know if you feel better now and more at home. S, yes, I do. That's why Uncle Charlie has left me with the others. This is Case 5 and Case 6 from the book Journey of Souls and the revelations they bring to us. If you like my content, please like and subscribe. We will continue exploring the book in our next video. Stay tuned.